All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to call the regular meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners to order. It is 10 o'clock, October 15th, 2025. I'm seeing myself present. Commissioner Miller, Commissioner Claire Hall has been excused. There are one change to the agenda. Item B under decision is on the consent calendar, so it is going to be removed from decision. First, we have recognition and proclamations. I'd like to welcome Keith Barnes up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Keith Barnes, County Veteran Service Officer. I bring today my office.
Kevin.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Hayden. I work in the Lincoln County Veterans Resource Center.
And I'm Caroline Karaverdian, the other VSO.
Your light's red.
They are now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that again.
Yes, thank you.
I am
Red.
Keith Barnes, Lincoln County Veteran Service Officer.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Hayden.
Caroline Karaverdian.
Good morning.
Thank you.
We come today as it is Operation Green Light. Operation Green Light for Veterans is a process or a proclamation through the National Association of County Governments, along with the Oregon Association of County Governments, to recognize veterans. This year, I am wanting to bring a spotlight to our veterans that are county employees. In our organization, we have approximately 23 that are identified as county employees that are veterans, but that doesn't mean that's all of them. That's just ones that have identified as county employees. I had invited a couple that have worked through our office to obtain their veterans benefits, and I think it's important as county administrators, county commissioners, county managers, that we encourage our employees who are veterans to come and seek the benefits that they have earned through their service and sacrifice to our country. There may be some reasons that veterans don't come into their office or employees or aren't identified as veterans through the hiring process. If a person doesn't need necessarily their veteran preference points, they might not have identified themselves as a veteran. If they had a less than stellar discharge, maybe a general discharge, they might not have put that on, fearing that that would hamper their ability to obtain employment, but they still would qualify for veterans benefits. Or they might not have known about the process that they could have obtained employment benefits or employment hiring benefits as a veteran and not checked that box saying that they're a veteran, or maybe they just didn't have their paperwork and had a time commitment to applying and chose not to identify or self-identify as a veteran. All of those things together, though, means that we could have more veterans that actually work for the county other than the 23 that are identified. And what I would really ask this year is our commissioners through the M team reach out to our directors and our managers to encourage our veteran employees to seek those benefits that our veterans deserve, to call, make an appointment for our office, and to maybe even give them an hour of time during the day, because our office hours are the same office hours they have, and say, hey, it's okay, go over there, see Keith, see Caroline, see Kevin, and see if there aren't any benefits that might help them out. You know, whether it's education benefits, I just tapped into my education benefits right now, and I might have accidentally signed up to a doctorate program at OSU. accidentally. I didn't know it could happen, but accidentally I might become a doctor. And that could happen all because the VA has these benefits to help us out. And those are benefits that, in addition to helping out the individual veteran, is also going to help out the county, because the county is going to be able to say, we have Dr. Keith Barnes, PhD in sustainable horticulture.
Mhm.
And that's going to look really good for our county. So that's my presentation for this year. I have to apologize. We had a veteran come in crisis right before we came here, and I shooed them off to take my place and kind of got done with that and left my notes on the counter.
Mm. You did well. Thank you.
Okay. Kevin, Carolyn, do you have anything to add?
The only thing, again, Kevin Hayden, the only thing that I would add is, I'm not only an employee over there, but I am a customer. When I came in, one of the first things I did was kind of sat down with Keith and went through my benefits and learned about some changes that had happened since I retired from the military. So some of the benefits that I had actually gotten better, and because I wasn't, paying close enough attention to the national legislature, I was unaware that there had been some changes that positively affected me. So even though, I got out in a good position and knew everything I needed to know, the laws change. So even if you are set and ready to go, it's always a good thing to go back and check again, because you never know what the Congress might have changed or what rules might have changed within the VA. So by both coming to work here and helping other veterans, I also found out some things that were good for me. So I too encourage everybody, even if you've done it before, come by and just do that checkup every once in a while.
Excellent.
Thank you. Carolyn?
Oh, I agree. I had the same experience leaving service and joining this position. I had no idea that even I would be able to qualify for anything. When you leave service, you get a 1-day briefing that's a couple hours on such a huge system. And so I'm grateful that I had Keith Barnes to be my own VSO to help assist me through that we can then apply that to others.
Thank you. Commissioner Miller, you have any comments or questions?
Yeah, I do, and we will read the resolution.
I'll be
too,
reading it, yeah.
as well. Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Chuck. Thank you, Keith. I think we support and are grateful to our employee veterans, and absolutely, I would love for us to carve out time for them to come and talk to you. And as you guys are saying, do the checkup. Things change, and make sure you're getting the benefits because you serve this country. Any foreshadowing of legislation or changes that you anticipate that Lincoln County veterans need to be aware of?
In the state legislature, there's always some state benefit changes that we're monitoring and going through, but those are on large omnibus bills. So I'm not too concerned about those right now. And in federal legislation, as the federal government shut down, there's nothing processing right now that I'm overly concerned with.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am definitely on the thumbprint of that, monitoring through the National Association of Veteran Service Officers.
Yeah, thank you. Keep us updated. Appreciate it.
Sure will.
So Keith, would you like to remind us one more time when Project Greenlight is?
Project Greenlight, we're asking individuals to put a green light in their front porch or in their window to signify support for veterans through the month of November. The association had put some weird dates there, like the middle of the last week of August or the middle of last week of October through Veterans Day. And I said, let's just do it for the month of November. I've asked maintenance to light up the courthouse for the whole month of November this year in green. I have handed out all of my 200 green lights that I bought this year for the community. And I think everybody up there's got one this year. So I'm very happy about that. But if you could post a green light so that when veterans are driving through and they see those lights, they'll know what that means and can take a look and go, hey, we know we're supported in the community.
Thank you for that reminder, Keith. And I would like to thank you and Carolyn and Kevin for all you do. And it was a great opportunity to be up there on the 11th of September with you folks up in the cemetery.
That was a very good day. As a reminder, we had National Day of Service on September 11th, and Commissioner Chuck and the office, along with the Eureka Cemetery, cleaned up grave markers for veterans in one of the sections that we're going to be doing Wreaths Across America. And although I still have, I think, 2 rows left to finish, the weather has not been good for me on the weekends. Actually, it's been lovely on the weekends, which has caused me to go off and do other things. But I will get those finished before we do Wreaths Across America.
All right, thank you. Before I read this, I will entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Okay, sure. I will approve or make a motion to approve the resolution that you will be reading here in just a moment for supporting Operation Green Light for Veterans.
Thank you. Motion made. I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I will now read the resolution before the Board of Commissioners for the County of Lincoln, Oregon, in the matter of supporting Operation Greenlight for Veterans, Resolution 25-15-10A, whereas the residents of Lincoln County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces, and whereas the contributions and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedom and way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas Lincoln County seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices by freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in numerous veteran civic organizations and by functioning as accredited veterans service officers to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. And whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in near future. And whereas studies indicate that nearly 70% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. And whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at a high risk for suicide during their first year after military service. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties, parishes, and boroughs to recognize Operation Greenlight for veterans. And whereas Lincoln County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now, therefore, be it resolved with designation as a green light for Veterans County, Lincoln County, Oregon hereby declares the month of November as a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of those transitioning from active service, and be it further resolved that in observance of Operation Greenlight, Lincoln County honors the 23 veterans that work for Lincoln County, providing valuable services, protection, knowledge, and expertise for the citizens of Lincoln County. And be it further resolved that Lincoln County, Oregon encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in a window of their place of business or residence for the month of November 2025, or all year round, dated this 15th day of October 2025. Thank you both for all the work you do in your service.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, next item on the agenda, we have the consent calendar. Commissioner Miller, do you have anything you wish to discuss?
Commissioner Chuck, yeah, I appreciate it. Just a few things that I want to highlight, taking a look at the consent calendar. One of the items, deflection grant. I would propose that we have a update, a report from our deflection coordinator looking forward. We see the grant here on the consent calendar, but they're doing a lot of good work in the deflection program. So please anticipate a request for me to
Are you asking to have it taken off the consent calendar then?
No, we don't need to take it off today, Commissioner Chuck, but I'm just forecasting for the future here on that item. And then another item, if possible, I don't know if Director Richmond is here. But we have, looks like a GovOS license agreement and.
What item are you looking at?
Stand by.
GX.
Yeah, GX, is this an upgrade to seamless documents? It's a question I have. And it can be made at a later date, but does anyone know?
Did you just pull it up?
That's what's up. Yes. Let's see if they're
It would be at the beginning. Fill that out to the parties.
at the very top.
What's your question?
My question is, is this potentially replacing seamless documents?
Pardon me,
There's-
Chair.
Oh, there you are. Director Richmond, question on GovOS.
It's seamless docs.
It is.
Is it, named for the company?
Okay, so just rebranded. Okay, all right. Thank you. Well, that answers my question on that. Other than that, no other items, and I would make a motion to adopt the consent calendar as presented.
All right, thank you. I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Motion passes. Thank you. Right. Invite Lennon Pierce up.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Lennon Pierce, Finance Director.
I'd like to open a public hearing on resolutions addressing the 2025-2026 adopted budget appropriations for Lincoln County.
Yeah, so I'd like to give a little bit of context to the budget adjustment process. So for background, it is common to make changes to the annual adopted budget. The adopted budget was prepared several months prior to the end of the fiscal year and is based on the information and data given at that time. Common reasons that drive the need for adjustments include timing, new funding, unexpected cost increase, appropriation transfers, and appropriation transfers. Those are primarily the drivers that occur. And so I can now, if there's no questions about that sort of thing, I can go into the actual specifics of what adjustments occur.
Any questions?
None for me.
Please go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so I will give a brief summary and then I'll go into a little bit more of the specificity going through it. The general fund is recognizing a decrease in $1,051,647. The vehicle replacement fund will be reduced $298,809. The community enhancement project fund revenues are increasing $102,600. The Parks Fund will be established and will be funded with a beginning total of $1,498,423. The Property Management Fund is transferring in $5,000 from the General Fund. Public's Work Fund is reallocating $393,000. The Mental Health Fund is transferring $5,200 to the Public Health Fund, and the Capital Projects Fund is reallocating $40,000. To break that down a little bit more specifically, there's the decrease in the contingency, and this covers the transfer to the Surveys Department for the $5,000 if Department 111. And the majority of the remainder of that is the restricted fund balance that is being transferred to create the Parks Fund as its own. So the Department 60, there was a surveyor's transfer of $29,000 to convert corner fund vehicles to the general fund to stay consistent with usage across the county. The Department 910 Parks, there is a $982,647 transfer, which is restricted TRT funds that can't be used in other aspects that are being transferred to create its own Parks Line Fund, which will be Department 106. Department 912, Facilities and Maintenance, is a $20,000 transfer. It's a reallocation from materials and services to capital line items to ensure the upcoming elevator expenditures are not overspent. Department 950 is an adjustment of $35,000 to cover expenses to ensure workplace wellness programs and their continuity is ensured for the HR department. The Vehicle Replacement Fund is noticing a reduction due to several of the funds and the audited balances to reflect true availability within those specific line items. to be a little more in line with reality and reserve some of the grant-funded vehicles in whole. The Community Enhancement Project Fund is receiving $102,600 in unexpected revenue that was an awarded amount from the impact grant extension that we received. Fund 106 is going to be newly established, and this is a transfer and reallocation with the $1,498,968,423 were TRT funds that are being transferred. Again, those were restricted funds that were set aside originally for park usage from the TRT that are just being moved into its own parks fund. So it's just that's the majority of that. The Property Management Fund is receiving $5,000 to cover our surplus estimates incoming. And Fund 102 is moving and recategorizing revenue from a grant project and adjusting some of fleets and materials and services budget to reflect actual revenues and expenses. HHS Fund 208 and 209 are transferring $5,200 to cover fees and licensing costs. And the capital funds project needed to move 40,000 again, like I said, to cover some of the anticipated materials and service costs to be removed to cover some of the expenses that are incoming.
Okay, any questions?
No questions at this time. Thank you, Walter.
Okay, at this time, I will ask, are there any objections or testimony on the proposed 2025, 2026 budget adjustments? Not in the room. Is there anyone online, Ken?
If you are online and would like to make public comment on the suggested budget amendments, please use the raise hand function. You have somebody. Cynthia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go whenever you're ready.
Okay, so this budget, I'm really curious about this parks funding and where all this money is coming from. I know we've had some real questionables around the Ona Beach and the Beaver Creek and that horse park and all that never happened. The other thing is we've never even cleared up the issue of the 23 budget and what happened in that situation and all of those. I put in a request with this gentleman multiple times, and he told me he would not converse with me until after it was set, finalized, the last budget. And I've never heard one word from him. I'd like to know what happened in that budget as far as these quick purchases, land purchases, and leases that were set as everybody was retiring. So we need some clarification on the past budget, let alone now we're moving monies around and we're still not getting money into the DA's office. I don't hear 1 ounce of money being moved over into that DA's office. So that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any further comments? No one online? Okay, and at this time, I'll be closing the hearing. Would be really
Leave me up here for that. Perfect.
okay. First, I will take a motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget appropriations to the general fund.
I'll second that motion.
No, I need to make you to make the motion.
Oh, you need me to make the motion. Stand by. Let me catch up to you here, Commissioner Chuck. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay, let's try that again. I make a motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget appropriations to the general fund. That is A.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to the vehicle replacement 103 fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Okay, a motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to the Community Enhancement Projects 105 Fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye. Motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to create a Parks 106 Fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to adjust the Property Management 111 Fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye. Motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to adjust the Mental Health 209 Fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
And finally here, motion to adjust the 2025-26 budget to adjust the Capital Projects 219 Fund.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Appreciate your help on that. Next, we will have our order to legalize a portion of South Drift Creek Road. Michael Dewan.
Good morning, Director Dewan.
Good morning. For the record, Michael Dewan, County Public Works Director. This was an item that was brought before the board at the last meeting. If you'll recall, the county is a recipient of a grant program to replace some culverts on South Drift Creek Road. And as part of that process, we do need to validate the right of way. And this is another instance of where the county records for the road does not align with the road's physical location. It's pretty straightforward. It's a small section of roadway. And at this point, we're just requesting the board initiate legalization proceedings for this. And I've reviewed the order that's in the packet, and it seems to conform with everything we're requesting. So really just here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Michael. Any questions for Michael?
No questions for me?
Okay, at this time, I will entertain a motion to go forward with this.
Okay. I would move that we initiate proceedings for legalizing a portion of South Drift Creek Road, County Road number 109.
I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion
Thank you,
passes.
Director Dewan.
And we'll go to the next one. Michael, go ahead.
Okay, this is a new one. This is a request for the board to initiate vacation proceedings for two sections of public roadway within the county. Shall I continue?
Yeah,
using.
Anyway.
please start over. That'd be
Um,
great.
I apologize for that. Anyway, again, it's a request for the board to initiate vacation proceedings for two sections of public roadway within the county. The proceedings for vacating public roadway, they're similar to legalization, but a little bit different. It is not a service we typically provide, but there are provisions for it in the statute. So we pretty much move forward with these on a petition basis. This comes from the public where legalization typically starts in the department. However, it does require county action. The county is the one that vacates the road. I mean, that does have to be done through board action. This is a request, candidly, that has been on my desk since before I started working here. Unfortunately, we work on these as a time available basis, and we've been very busy. So we're finally getting to this. We have received several different vacation requests over the last 2 years, and most of them we can quickly look at and identify why, it's clearly not in the public's best interest to proceed with this. And we kind of filter through those as necessary. This one I have looked at a couple of times, and there doesn't seem to be any, clear indication that it would be against the public interest. It's two sections of roadway that were platted but were never built. And I think it's worth moving forward on to investigate this further. So at this time, what they're asking the board to do is initiate those proceedings, which, similar to legalization, just directs the department to investigate it further, prepare a report, and bring our findings back to the board. Again, I've looked at the resolution that's in the packet. It seems to conform with everything that we're requesting, and just want to be available to answer any more questions you may have.
Thank you, Michael. Any questions, Commissioner Miller?
Thank you, Commissioner Chuck. No questions.
I have none. I'll entertain a motion to approve the petition.
Thank you. Okay, I would make a motion in the matter to initiate the petition to vacate portions of 9th Street and C Street in Uquina Heights, Newport, Oregon.
Thank you. I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Seeing no other things on the agenda, we'll move to public comment.
Commissioner Chuck, as acting chair today, I would ask that you consider discussion of a resolution I've prepared regarding the Oregon Government Ethics Commission investigation, which we both attended Friday.
That was not on the agenda, so I will not entertain that. Thank you.
Commissioner Chuck, respectfully, I understand that, but
I understand also,
believe it
Commissioner
is
Miller,
very
I
important.
we will not be entertaining that because it was not on the agenda. Thank you. We will now move to public comment. Mark Watkins. Mark Watkins. If you'll notice, please recognize the rules for public comment. You'll have 3 minutes. We do have a clock down here. We are not able to program it at time. Please take a look at it. Ken will be keeping the official time. Go ahead, Mr. Watkins.
Good morning, Board of Commissioners. I'd like to continue my discussion about the relevance and importance of a very important process, in particular between a government agency and the constituents in whom you serve, and that's common knowledge. The importance and relevance of common knowledge in the practice of governance is it eliminates the need to put your constituents in an awkward position of assumption. And in my short time of life in conducting successful businesses, assumptions are typically wrong, and I don't like to put myself into assumptions. So I don't understand why it's so difficult for this body to really take the concerns and questions of your constituents. And a constituent is not a person that just lives in this county. A constituent is a person that you are here to serve. You guys are public servants. I understand public servanthood is kind of a weird terminology, but you are here to serve the public. Nothing more, nothing less. And Commissioner Chuck, you are in a very unique position because as far as I know, you are the only one that did not have to go through the rigors of the political process and going to the people and saying, I'm the best guy for this job. You were actually given this position, and it's a very honorable position. So I'm not understanding why it appears like this body is acting like a big top secret CIA government agency. You're not. This is a beautiful county in a beautiful state, and all we are asking is that you guys do the right thing. You take every question and every concern from your constituents, again, the people that you serve, with integrity and seriousness. So for an example, commissioners, if I come to you and say, is it true that this county is now facing a $4.5 million class action lawsuit based on wrongful termination that was filed under the Whistleblower Act? If I asked you guys that was true, you could either say yes or no, or I've never heard of this, but I'll get back to you. It's not that difficult. So now I'm being forced to assume that that is true. If that's true, I'd like to know how much it's going to cost the taxpayers of this county to defend this, in my opinion, incredibly stupid lawsuit that you guys have put this county in. Is it also true that because of state statute, our district attorney was forced to let go and release 8 people in our county jail prior to their trial because you refuse to fund our district attorney's office. I don't know if this is an attempt to try to make her look bad so she's not going to get reelected. I'm not sure what is going on here. But again, I would like to know because that eliminates my cause for assumption.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins.
And I want you to pay attention.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next, we have Rebecca Lutz. You can introduce yourself, please.
My name is Rebecca Lutz, and I am a small business owner in Otter Rock, operating both the Cliffside Coffee and Suites and Cliffside Getaway Vacation Rental. I also serve as secretary for the newly formed nonprofit Visit Otter Rock. Like many others in our area, my business pays the required Lincoln County Transit room tax. On April 16th, I delivered a letter to each of your county courthouse offices. That letter outlined a commitment made by former county administrator Tim Johnson that if our local business community formed a nonprofit to promote tourism in Otter Rock, the county would allocate $20,000 in room tax dollars annually to help us begin that work. We did exactly what we were asked. Over the past year, we legally established Visit Otter Rock as a nonprofit, obtained our federal EIN, registered with the state, and began building our website and marketing materials. But since then, we have received no formal response from the county regarding the funding of this request. After my presentation to this commission in early July, I did receive an email from Mr. Lip, who noted that we could apply to the county an economic development grant. We appreciate that information. However, we have yet to receive the promised $20,000 for fiscal year 24-25, and we are now respectfully requesting that both the 24-25 and the 25-26 allocation be distributed so that the Visit Otter Rock organization can finally move forward with our work. We're not asking for anything extravagant. We're only asking for what we were promised and for the county to honor that commitment so that we can begin promoting Otter Rock. Lincoln County at this point is not doing any form, as far as I can find, any form of promoting the unincorporated areas of Lincoln County, which is required by law when you pass that amendment or whatever it's called, to have county room tax. You're not promoting your businesses. So we're a small, vibrant part of the Central Oregon coast, and we contribute to the very tourism dollars that we're talking about. So I ask again, when are these marketing dollars going to be distributed as promised? Since the commission does not respond during public comment, which I don't understand, I respectfully request that Visit Otter Rock be added to the agenda for the next meeting for discussion, or better yet, just fund what you've promised us to give us, and we'll continue our work. Thank you for your time. Unless you'll actually talk to me.
I would like to address this.
No, it's
Commissioner
okay.
Chuck.
Thank you very much. We'll actually we'll have you talk with Ken Lip afterwards.
That's why you won't talk to people? Why don't you talk to people?
Ms. Lutz,
Yes.
I did send you
And
a response.
we're done, Casey. Thank you. Next up, we have Christine Hutchinson. Christine Hutchins, sorry, ma'am.
Good morning, Commissioners. Christine Hutchins from Otter Rock. Well, here I am again to bring your attention your complete and utter lack of respect to taxpayers of Lincoln County by continuing to disregard all my questions and concerns. The Board of Commissioners has not responded to any of my questions that I raised from June 4th. 2 weeks ago at the last BOC meeting, I politely asked for answers to my questions. I've received absolutely no response, with the exception of Commissioner Miller. Thank you. This is totally outrageous, shows a total lack of professionalism, and every voter in Lincoln County deserves better. County Council and the HR Director are the de facto administrators running this county with Chair Hall's approval, while the Oregon Government Ethics Commission, an oversight nonpartisan body, has unanimously voted 6-0 to open a full investigation of the Board of Commissioners under the control of Chair Hall. The de facto administrators, which is the County Council and HR Director, oversees the county that is rife with retaliation and bullying that is directed against any employee that does not bend the knee, enforcing the county personal rules that are posted on the county website in a very unfair and discriminatory fashion. This opens the county up to future lawsuits. In this current environment, certain employees and one commissioner are severely punished and banished from the county offices, while others, to include the BOC chair and county council, operate with impunity. They trash the reputation of county employees that has now resulted in a $4.45 million lawsuit. Council, HR, and the chair continually undermine the DA's department and her DA and her department with a conscious disregard for the safety of Lincoln County. The DA's department is gravely understaffed and has been for almost a year, and these same people operate outside the law by regularly making decisions behind closed doors in an arbitrary fashion. This behavior continues after the Ethics Commission's involvement, as the board chair still suppresses lawful oversight. We still have a commissioner exiled from the county building except for BOC meetings, when it was this commissioner that on multiple occasions attempted to get the board to understand they were operating outside the open meeting laws. The chair has concentrated power by allowing council and HR to be the de facto administrators. She violated Robert's Rules of Order by voting at the 2-5 meeting to be the liaison commissioner for all departments, all cities, and the tribe. This expired on 7/15/25. However, there are still documents being signed in September of 25 where the chair signs as both the administrator and the commissioner when she does not have the legal authority to do so from the board. The recall for Chair Hall was started to correct systemic failures of leadership.
Thank you, Ms. Hutchins. Thank you.
Citizens deserve decisions.
Thank you, Ms. Hutchins. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we'll call up Deborah Kozer-Deuce.
Make sure you monitor her to 3 minutes, because you don't.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for allowing us to speak. Our 3 minutes. My name is Deborah Kozer-Deuce. Human resources plays a multifaceted role in an organization, encompassing the strategic management of an organization's workforce from recruitment to departure to ensure the people and the organizations are aligned for success. Key functions include acquiring and developing talent, managing compensations and benefits, ensuring compliance with laws and policies, fostering positive employee relations and company culture, and supporting strategic goals through workforce planning. I want to thank the head of our HR department, David Collier, for doing an excellent job in holding employees accountable in spite of the vicious attacks he's received. So we see Commissioner Miller is one of those violators. He's refused for a year to participate in mediation to reunite the commissioner's office, where he irresponsibly damaged the working environment for all the employees. He is currently putting all the blame on Commissioners Claire Hall, Walter Chuck, our county's legal counsel, Kristen Ewell, and of course, our HR department head, David Collier. He should have been fired, but because he is an elected official, the only people to hold him accountable is us, the residents of Lincoln County. We also see today our district attorneys blaming everyone else for the mismanagement of her own department. If her employees violated the rules, she should feel incompetent. She has failed to instruct them during orientation the basic rules of positive employee relations. The residents of Lincoln County need to stop listening to the disinformation coming from Commissioner Miller and our district attorney, Jenna Wallace. Let's protect our county and hold them accountable. Let's tell Casey to make amends with the employees of our commissioner's office through mediation and stop playing the victim. Our county residents are suffering some very serious issues right now that need a unified effort instead of chaos from the DA's mismanagement and Casey's Miller pity party. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll call up Mary Infante.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you all today. I just have a few notes that I'd like to read. First, I'd like to begin by commending Chair Walter Chuck for adhering to the rules of public comment. With the accusations that have been made and seemingly well-planned in interviews in local media, adhering to these rules that reserve the right of the public to comment without discussion and for the commissioners to hear our opinions or our complaints is very important. And thank you for following those rules. I've been to many commissioners' meetings, though mostly in another state, and I have never seen public officials use a public comment period, the public comment period for airing grievances in their departments or grievances that they have against the county that contain, especially that contain inaccurate information or misleading information. We are seeing too much grandstanding during the public comment period, but we know it doesn't take the place of actual work done for the residents of Lincoln County. I'd also like to say that I have inquired about the process of submitting agenda items for the meetings, and it involves submitting an agenda item to the county council and discussing the item with the chair. So when items are added at the very last moment during the public comment period, every time reserved for public comment period or even during the meeting is not appropriate. And I'm glad that you're following the rules and adhering to those rules, Commissioner Chuck. These meetings would go on for hours if items could be added to the agenda at the last possible moment, and it would break the rules of public meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to close this meeting. See no further public comment. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Can I hear my public comment?
They're supposed to be turned in before the meeting. Thank you. It says it at the bottom of the sheet. Thank you. Meeting's adjourned.
We've had multiple times where people have come in and wanted to speak during it. Out of order. Sit down.
There was my comment.
How do you sign up online? You allowed online comments 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, there is an online comment.
Did they submit a thing before the meeting?
You're out of order, Miss Wallace. Can you please sit?
I want to know why I'm not allowed to speak.
You signed up late for comment.
Are we still recording?
That-
Are we still recording?
We are still recording.
Okay, and we are live.
Sorry, I missed public comment. We will hear the public comment from online, then we will end the meeting.
I would ask that the
Can you
commission,
please turn the microphone?
Commissioner Chuck.
That's it. I'm chairing. Thank you, Commissioner Miller. Go ahead, Ken.
We have one hand raised.
Okay, online.
Sure, it's raised.
so it could have happened during the meeting,
I have no idea when it happened.
but we're going
So
to.
that's, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, board. I was just going to speak on behalf of the community. And I'm wondering, when did the rule change that in public comment or during the meeting, when were we, or when was there a deadline to turn in when we want to speak? When was that rule changed? I was wondering, because it's happened before, it's happened just now with me. I literally just raised my hand just a little bit ago during the meeting because I had a question, but now the question was overridden in what just happened in trying to limit the public speaking of everybody that wants to speak. This board continues to violate the rights of the people in order to suit what the board wants. It is our right to turn in when we want to speak at what time we want to speak. You cannot limit that. This is what the board is trying to do. This is what the public is trying to see. And I was going to speak on behalf of Jenna to let her speak. She turned in a sheet. I saw her do it. The meeting was not over. You cannot limit that. I do not appreciate any of this from the board. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Now I will adjourn the meeting.
Yep. We have one more handout. Do
Commissioner Chuck.
you want to let them speak?
No.